red belts and maybe, the earlier blue belts. You're an adult that's in that level, you can actually look at some of the stuff, in that rank level, red and blue. And then at the 645 class, the content will be a little bit deeper, a little bit more advanced, so we'll probably touch upon the fourth form, Gongji Kun, possibly some of the forms beyond that. But, that's the schedule. Sort of sign in, you can watch both or follow the one that's most appropriate for you. All right. So first exercise, starting, hands up, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and stop. To the side, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and stop. Okay, hands up, reach down, 1, 2, 3, to your right, 2, 3, to your left, 2, 3, center, inhale, exhale. Okay, hands up, reach down, 1, 2, 3, to your right, 2, 3, to your left, 2, 3, center, inhale, exhale. Okay, hands on your waist, circular movements, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center, cross, knees, circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center. Hands on your waist. Neck turning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, and stop. Back and forth. Down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center. Tilt to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, and stop. Center. Rotating down. 1, 2, 3. Reverse. 1, 2, and stop. Center. Hands up. Pull in, up on your toes, and down. Inhale. exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay, spread your feet. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Okay, we're going to stretch out a little bit. Switch. 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 Let's do the inside edge of the leg. Switch. 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 Straighten the front knee, bend down. Switch. 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 Okay, center, squat down. Switch. 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 Pull the knees close together. Put your elbows on your knees, kind of spread the knees back. Rock side to side. Okay, drop the knee. Switch. 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 Back to center, flat-footed, and switch. 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 Okay, shake it out. Hands up, pull an inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, hands your waist. Okay, we're going to do the punch, sun punch, right to your center. Okay, you're going to work with your right hand. This is mirror image. Just copy the same side. Switch. Switch to the side. Switch. So anyone following along for the first time, or if you had any previous experience, just copy the position, mimic the movement, and do the best you can. Okay, center. Hands here, make a fist, alternate the hands. turning of the shoulders, hands crisscross, up and down, up and down. Okay, hands in your waist, out to the side. Only thing is, when you make a fist, make sure your thumb isn't on the inside of your hand. Have it on the outside, wrapping or touching the index finger or the first finger of your fist. Switch. So this is the edge of the hand going to the side. Next, we're going to go back to center position, find your center line, circular movements. Okay, hands here, back of the fist. And center. Other side. Okay, so anyone following along, back of the fist is the back of the hand, edge of the hand is the bottom, like a hammer fist. Back of the fist is striking this way. Front of the fist is like this. Okay, now in the front of the fist position, you have this punch. We call it a sun punch. Later we'll see this punch, which is the flat punch, where the palm is facing down, okay? Now with back fist, even though we do this in this exercise, we have a lower back fist that goes down about waist level. Then we have a back fist that goes toward the face. Basically the same movement, just one's high, one's middle, one's low. One's high, one middle, one low. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay, next, we pull our feet together like this. There's actually a space between your feet. It's about as wide as 1 foot width. So we're completely together like that. You measure that, you find that space between. That's the starting point. Pull the elbows back. Okay, this is the opening position, chambering the fists, and we bend the knees open from the heels to 3.5. Okay, this is going to be the flat punch. It goes out like this and back. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fold. Then we go low. There's a low block. Switch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. So these are just sampling. You could do at home many more than this. You can do 100 of these, 500, 1,000. You can do as many as you want. If you have the will to practice and you think it's fun, do as many as you want. So this is the only way you can develop this movement, is to do this block. It's a middle block, palm facing you. The finger should be slightly cupped like this. Do a middle block. Tuck your thumb in like this, and you block. And you block. Don't have your thumb out like this when you do the block. Keep it close to the shoulder, in line with the shoulder. From the side view, you see that it's like this. It's not out here. It's in here. And then it's not in here. Okay. So just to give you an idea what that spacing is, that's what it is. The other thing you do is put your hand in here. So you have a space between the elbow and your ribs. So right there, you should have about a fist and a thumb distance from your body. The height of this finger is about eye level. Okay, high block. 1, 2, 3. Cup the hand slightly so you have like a paw or a claw and it's cupped. Not like this, round it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Extend. That's folding and closing. Okay, this is out, fold and close. These are out, fold and close. Okay, so we just did the high block. Let's go low, middle, high, 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 low, middle, and high. Extend. Low block, punch, low block, punch, low block, punch, low block, punch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and close. Middle block punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Close. High block punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Extend. Okay, hands like this. The wrist is pulled back. If it's a little stiff, learn to stretch it out like this. Okay, so you see from a side view, pull your wrist back, stretch it out, stretch it out, stretch it out. Okay? Now in this position, we're setting this up. You have two knuckles, 3 sections. Roll these 2 down, leave that one straight, and you should be like this. Okay? Pull back, push, pull back, push. Okay, that's to the front. Side. 1, 2, 3. Low. 1, 2, 3. Going up. 1, 2, 3. Going to the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thrust. Turn. Close. Fold. Here. Thrust. Turn. Wrist block. Fold. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, shake it out. Deep breathing. So we do these every class. And if you're a new person, you should be copying and doing them just the way I'm doing them. And when everything lets up again and you come back to the academy, all of these things I'm going to take a look at to see if you've been practicing correctly. And because of the time lacks between the classes, and you continue to progress, and we see what that is, that potentially could get you a stripe. So let's see how you practice and how you do. So that's some incentive. Practice makes perfect, so the more you do it, the better you get. Now, one of the things, while we just get a breather here, this is streamed out at 5:30 live. We're going to move this class to 11 o'clock, I believe, on a weekday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And when we stream it out, it'll be live. So that's to help, any of the kids that are home, so they could do it at 11 o'clock rather than wait till 5:30 to do it. But the 11:30 class is streamed out. If you don't do it at that point, you have the rest of the day to do it. You can do it twice a day. If you get really bored at home, do it 3 times a day. But the thing is, the more you do it, the better you get. Maybe when your parents are cooking dinner, it's time to do Kung Fu. Just before lunch at 11 o'clock, it's time to do Kung Fu. So it sets up a schedule for you to know that, it's time to practice. And if you do that for a couple of weeks, it becomes part of your schedule, and when it's 11 o'clock, you're going to say, it's time to do Kung Fu. So it's just something that will bring some scheduling and discipline to your day. All right, deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, next, I'm going to do a few front kicks. I think I'm going to go left foot forward. We're in this front position. We have those 2 punches that we know. Just do the punches first. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now remember what we have to do. 1, 2, turn. 1, 2, twist. 1, 2, twist. So that foot has to go out slightly. So you don't want to be in a 1, 2, and then have your foot like this or your foot like this. If it's like this, you're going to have trouble kicking, so you have to actually turn this out. It opens up your hip, so you have a clear path to do that front kick, all right? Ready? And the front kick is with the toe. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So as you recall in class, we always tell you to lift your knee up before you kick. We don't have to kick way, way high. As long as it's about chest level, that's good enough. 1, 2, and to the center. Okay, 1, 2, kick. Okay, go back. Switch feet. So we know we're in a leaning stance. We know we twist out, and we come back like this. So you practice that. That's going to help you move your foot out and back. Okay, out and back. Couple of punches. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. Right? 1, 2. 2. On 2, you pivot. On 2, pivot. Right? Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Notice elbows, not here, not like this. 1, 2, this is not good. 1, 2, this is not good. 1, 2, here. 1, 2, here. 1, 2, kick. 1, 2, kick. Always bringing it alongside your head. Protect here and here. Unfortunately, during this crisis, we're not allowed to touch each other. We have to stay 6 feet away. So, you don't have to worry about actually using the movement at this point. But the thing is, you have to build what we call the body form. So you build the body form, and over time, your body will be comfortable doing it. Next, we're going to do a heel kick. 1, 2, push. So heel kick is the bottom of your foot. The front kick is the toe or the instep. Instep to the groin, and maybe to the stomach, and that's more like a push. 1, 2, push. You notice the same 1, 2, 1, 2, push. Same action. 1, 2, push. 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 Okay, the other side. 1, 2, push. 1, 2, push. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, deep breathing. Hands up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Next, we have a straight kick. That's like kicking a football. We're just going to go straight up. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up.
1, 2, up, 1, 2. So this is just stretching out the back of the leg. It's also a swing. You can kick this way, or on the way down becomes a sweep up and down. So you switch feet, same thing. 1, 2, swing. 1, 2, swing. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up and down. This, you see side view, it's up. And then, so it gets you into your stance, develop a good leaning stance, cap yourself in a position. Okay, next we have round kick. So getting the knee around after you toe out like this. This, 1, 2, 3. 1, so you want to open the hip. Open, kick. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, switch, other side. Bring up the hip. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, deep breathing, inhale. Okay, so we did the flat punch there. Let's stand with our feet like this. So that's looking for your center line. Okay, now let's do this. Block, chop, block, chop. 1, 2, 1, 2. So this is essentially a low block. Then let's grab and chop. Let's grab and chop. Grab and chop. Okay? That happens in the second form, but learning that this is a motion, chopping to the neck is good to know. Taking the hand from here, stroking to there is good to know. We're already doing those. So you can see a lot of the movements that we do are very similar in action. So that means that, you know, whatever you do with the elbow and how it slants, it comes down, slanting down like this. So when you chop, what are you using? You're using this. Okay, you're using the edge of your hand, just like we use the edge of the hand. Now when we do other movements, I forgot his wire. Now the other movements that we do is a poke. Press, poke, press, poke, press, poke, press, poke. So that's a thrust with the fingertip. Okay, we also did earlier thrust with the fingertips. So those are some of the sort of the weapons that you have using your hands. We have a double palm. We're in a horse stance. We do this. We might be in a leaning stance doing this. That's a palm. We have a palm like this, horizontal, palm like this, and palm like that. So a lot of these show up inside where? Inside your forms. Okay, so before we get into the first form or second form, we're going to do one of the most basic drills that we start you off with. That's the 5 stances. So what is the 5 stances? It's made up of stances. There's more than 5 actually in the routine, but it has movements that, you know, extracted from the first and second form. And actually there's some techniques in there that are actually more the advanced forms. So starting off, you know, as a fundamental, we use the Gungji Kun opening. So Gungji is one of the, I say, intermediate forms. That's one of the pillar forms, but it starts off pretty easy to learn because we all move our feet, we stand in a stationary position, and we first make a fist, right? So that's how we make a fist. Roll the fingers, tuck the thumb, so along the side of your thumb, it's here, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, push, pull, push, pull, push, and pull. Push, up, down, thrust, sink. Fist. So I'm doing a mirror image to you. Your right foot, your left foot, center. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that's the opening. What I did, I put a little bit of strength in it and some focus and some effort. So when you do this, don't just go through the motions. If you go through the motions, you're not going to get any benefit out of it, and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So when you watch someone do it, especially an instructor, it can't be done like this. It has to be directed in a movement. So you have to push, like you're pushing, say you're in a space and you're pushing two sides out, like you're pushing outside the walls of a box or pushing the sides toward a building. It's just an idea that you're pushing. Now when you pull, it's like some intensity going back and forth. For the younger kids, it's a little harder. For the intermediate or maybe the older kids, it's a possibility to develop some strength. If you're an adult, definitely you have to put some effort into it and focus the movement. Okay. You do get a stretch in here, and your forearm, if it's really tight, you're only going to get it like that. So you have to actually focus and push, and then pull. On the last one, you have the elbow up, the elbow down to the waist. It's about 45 degrees. Then it thrusts out. And then this is sink the elbow. Then you make a fist depending on which side you're going, and it goes up or goes up. And we do a salute. Okay? So if I face this way and I did that whole routine, I'm going to go like this. Okay? So this is this motion, setting up for a chun kill. So setting up this position. Now this is a hung guard block to the side called chun kill. When you chun, it should come to the side with the fist on top. So that's the first thing you have to take away from this, is that your fist is on top. It's not on the bottom. It goes on top. At this point, we're only going to be doing the chun kill on the left side, or my left. So if I was facing this way, it would be this. Okay? If I'm facing this way, it's this. If I'm facing this way, so we're only using the left. Mainly we use the left because typically when you block here, the sliding step, it goes to a punch. Now that punch is on the right side. A lot of traditional styles work off the right side punch. So can you develop the left side? You can develop both sides. But the thing is, I like to at least tell everyone to develop one good punch, because you don't want to develop two lousy punches. So the thing is, develop one good punch and your side block. Take your sliding step, and that's what that is. Slide and punch. Here should be a leaning stance. The toe lines up with the knee, and you have this line. This leg becomes straight. It can be deeper if you want, but you block from here. So you're in a horse stance. This is an offset horse stance, which is actually the toe and the heel lining up. So when we're in this position, if you look toward the mirror, when I go like this and I open the stance, you see that if you can see through that, you can see that I'm lined up with the toe and heel. We take a step forward, that's your sliding step. We're going to turn and punch. Put this hand in here, we look toward the mirror, turn this foot out, step through, draw. Now our feet have to pivot. Look at the line, toe, heel. Okay, now we shift, cross. Back fist low, it's the corner back fist to the waist level. We spin, offset horse. Back fist, pull back. That's a circular movement, so we're here. Circular movement, pull this foot back, take this foot up. This is a cat stance, suspended stance. Punch. Pull back, cross. Lift. Okay, so you have this form in the second form you have this position. This is up. This is going to take me down there and squat. Here, uppercut and close. Okay, so that's a lot to learn the first time if you're just watching it. But basically what you see is this and a chun kill. That's one unit. Sliding step, punch. That's one unit. Okay. When you take your hand and you draw, that's the upper body, stepping through to a leaning stance. This is a position. Then when you drive the fist. Now you see what happens. This goes to here. This goes to here to protect there. Okay, now we go like this. There's a leaning. You have a cross stance, a scissor stance, cross stance. Sometimes it's called a lady's stance because the character for a woman is like this, and you turn. You go up, back fist, eye level. I mentioned that before. Circular movement to a twist, a step. Here's your suspended horse, cat stance, and punch. Okay? Reverse. Because we're looking here, reverse lean. You're not doing this. You're doing this. We move in, single-legged stance, squatted stance, diagonal strike, uppercut, close. So there's a lot of basics there, there's a lot of fundamentals. Depending on your execution, it's not basic. If you have good execution, it's actually pretty good technique. So the thing is, only way to develop that is do it over and over again. So I just did the first leg of that form. Anyone that's been doing this 5 stances should know it. We just did it. You can practice it as a drill going 4 sides. So most of you have done that, and you would start in that direction and continue to cycle. So what would that be like? So let's try that, okay? We start off like this. We pull the hands up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push. Actually, it should be only 3. 1, 2, 3, sing. Salute. Step up. Pause. 1, 2, fold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close. Then we head this way. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4. Close. Right in the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so maybe I sped it up a little, because as you progress, it doesn't stay 1, 2, 3. It just becomes 1, 2, 3. So, anyways, deep breathing, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So at this point, typically we'll get a drink, but the thing is, so I'll let you take a 2-second break, get some water, kind of digest what we just did. So what do we have for time soon? We have about 20 minutes?
Yeah, about 20.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is move into the first form. First form has postures. Forms have postures, just like the 5 stances does, but this, once you get into the postures, then it gets mapped out. The mapped out, you start to move in directions. But before we do that, last class I took everyone through the basic little groupings of, the pieces that make up the form, which are essentially a breakdown of those postures. So, the first form, plum flower fist form, a lot of the red belts, that might be following or viewing today will know this. So let's first go through the whole form. Let's see what it's like, all right? We start off, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bend, pivot, high, low, dragon. Set it up, okay? Step back, chun kill. Scoop, uppercut, remove. Step forward, punch. Squat down, uppercut, remove, punch. Suspended horse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cutting hand, double palm. Remove, punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's the form combining all those. That's kind of the modified shorter form. We have 2 legs on the side that does a lot of the movements to the front. That's an extension of the form. So essentially, a form is to practice your movements, so the longer it is, the more you get to practice. So for performance or teaching, we like to condense it into smaller bits so you can kind of begin to remember, especially for newer people. If you taught a whole long sequence, it'd be really hard for them to retain it. So what do we have in the first form? We have that chun kill. So to teach you a couple of components, so if you're new and just following today, you would start off like this, okay? So the salute is 1, 2, 3, that's your right foot, left foot forward. So you're following from behind, and that is a salutation. It's the beginning and the ending of a form. Now we bend and just open the stance. The only thing you have to remember is there's a high block here, a low block here. You come to center, cross the hand. Adjust this foot, turn to leaning stance, middle block, turn it over. This is a dragon claw. Put your hand on top, turn, and scoop. So this is chun-kale, scoop. So that's all you have to do. You just learn those movements. So you have high, low, dragon, chun-kale, and scoop. What you have that's different is the footwork. You know, instead of moving around, you just learn it in place. So after the salute, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, bend. Open. This is another way of opening the horse stance. Set up your hands. Okay, sorry. High block, low block, cross, offset stance, dragon claw, offset stance, okay, offset stance, and then from the dragon, we chun-kale. So you see how we go from here to here, gets to here, chun-kale, and scoop. So I call this a Z just for convenience so you can understand that it's like a Z. It's a hook. This is the bridge that goes this way, and this goes this way. So the hook hand is there, right? So what's an offset to leaning? I think you can see from here, when I open the stance, after I do the high-low, when I adjust like this and turn, it gives you that width of the stance. When I go like this, you see, it has to go over past the heel to the toe lines up, and then you're here. So that's what an offset stance is. And that's what a 180-degree turn is, basically. You go here, you turn, you go here, and turn. So when you go from a leaning to an offset, you pass through horse. Then you go leaning. Offset to leaning, to horse, to leaning. So all of these, you know, are just ways of building the fundamentals. That's a 180-degree turn. What's a cat stance? When you're like this, the suspended stance, cat stance, they're both the same. Empty stance, sitting stance, they're all the names they use to sort of describe this position. So at 45 degrees either side, this side you have one, that's your cat stance. This side you have one, that's your cat stance. Right or left, whichever foot's forward is the side that we're naming. So if we look in the mirror, we have a cat stance, right side. You sink down in the stance, your body can turn, it can turn, it can turn. This side is the same. Okay. Square, angular, toe position, sounds the same. When the foot goes like this, if you're hitting your foot's not over enough. Okay. If you're out here, you're actually not in the right position because you have too much weight here and you become immobile. So you're stuck in that position. So learning these things, you have to actually work the legs a bit to find out where you're going with the stances. So this is a twist. Okay. This, you twist. This one I twist in on the ball of the foot, take me toward the center. This is a toeing out to clear the opening. So when I kick, I turn this way. I don't want to do this when I kick, because then I get stuck by trapping the other foot. And plus, when I turn out, it gives me a wider base and a wider maneuver. So when I'm like this, you'd like that. So this and this are slightly two different actions, but you'll pick up on that as you progress, because when you're doing movements and you're off balance, there's a reason for that. So you have to figure out what the reason is. The instructor teaching you should be able to help you out with that. And the thing is this, all the things that I went over are basic fundamentals. Newer people, as I keep saying, will have a little coordination problem with some of these, but if you're a natural athlete, you'll pick up on these things pretty fast. Okay, next. If you're in the dragon claw position, what is that? A leaning to a middle block to this. So dragon claw, what's the final position? Well, if this is on guard and you turn your palms out and create that position, that's your dragon claw, okay? Should be in front of the face, even to the shoulders, not like this, like this. Okay, that's the dragon, okay? Chun kill, when you step back and draw, line up with the shoulder. Elbow should be bent. So from the side view, your elbow should not be like this. It should be here. Okay, so you can use your forearm. You know, it's very important to learn to use your forearm and not reach and grab with your hand. Okay, so that's not just a concept, but actually very important, foundation movement, because most of us grab with our hands, and mainly that's because that's a survival skill. You know, back in the day when people didn't have a lot of food and they wanted to get food, they had to search and grab for it. You know, today, searching and grabbing for a fist is not a good thing to do. You block with your forearm and define those positions. These are called bridges. You know, bridges are something that bridges a gap. So what's the gap? If you have an opponent, you bridge the gap by using your hands. So if I'm in a dragon claw, there's this movement. If I reverse the stance, there's this movement. There's this movement. If I step up, it's this movement. So essentially, these are dragon. So when you do, if I move to the side, if I move to the side, if I move to the side. Yeah. So what do we have in the first form when we chun kill? Why is it on top? Because you have to remove. So the first form, most of the techniques built into that first form is called removing. Removing is called hot kill. Remove, remove, remove. Movements have removing up, removing down, removing across, elbow, back fist, palm, or combinations inside that form. So, you know, when you first learn a form, this is something that a lot of kids don't realize, that all they think is, I got to memorize that, and then I'm good to go. I can memorize it and move on to the next form. That's true that you have a good memory, but it doesn't mean you have good movement. So the important thing is, once you kind of memorize it, you have to look back at what you learned and try to fix it. Now, if you're fixing those things right in the beginning, we don't have to go back and fix it. So that's why when we do these punches, or strikes, that you have a good foundation, and we move from there. Because you can learn a form and learn two forms, and then we have to go back and fix those two forms, and sometimes you've developed habits. And if those habits aren't broken, you're going to resort to doing it the same way you thought you were learning it. So that's something that we have to overcome. So learning on video, I try to slow it down a little, gives you the opportunity to see the visuals. Now, you know, I don't do all of these movements always in front of you. Instructors typically would. And if you're going through a class, you know, ask the questions and direct them to the instructor. Because sometimes the kids you're working with, the people that are in the class, might not really know. So, you know, you can copy them, but they probably can't give you the best answers. So I think we've got about 5 minutes. Yeah, 7 minutes. Okay, so, you know, we just went through a few techniques there. Now, how do you move to the next piece? So the next piece, after the dragon claw and so forth, we have this cat stance, okay? And it's in this position, we have this block, okay? So when the hands go like this is your side. When the hands go like this, there's your front. So in the cat stance, we use this block on the same side of your leg, and we have this high position. So where does it come from? If you punch like this and you shift your weight, you retreat, okay? You retreat and sink. Then you move to a horse stance. This is called cross hands. You turn to the back. You strike to the front. That's called a drunken fist. Now you notice the hands are perfectly aligned, okay? That's a drunken fist. The palm is up, the palm is down. So when you first do this might be out of position. You go like this, and then you don't know where this hand goes. And maybe they're like this. So you slow it down, you look at the picture, that's your picture, that's your image. We call that mental imagery. When you turn like that, you have imagery and transition. Transition, you move from one position to the next. You go to cat stance. This goes under here, high block, or removing high. Step forward to leaning, you transition to horse. Okay, you're here, shift, 1, 2, 3. Even toe to the corner, up, back, up, step, punch. Okay, so the first form has a lot of this punch, has a lot of this position, and it has this block, aside from removing. Okay, shake it out, just shake your hands out. So that gives you an idea what the next piece is called, the drunken fist. If we do this, just as something you can do, it's called removing. Because this is so simple, you can actually do it on both sides. You just feel like you're sliding down your arm. So what do you develop when you slide down your arm? You're going to develop the coordination to pull this hand back and push this hand down. And then when you tie it to the leg, say from an uppercut, and you push down like this, you have a technique. But then when you get a little bit more advanced and you push down, you should sink. And then you step forward, and then you would punch. So the ideas that I just brought out to you are something that you actually get as a concept, and then over time you can start to see, well, this is what I need to do to improve my movement, to get your stripes and to get promoted and learn the next form. But along with that, as you know, our curriculum says that you have to apply certain movements, but along with all of that, there's some time between the time you learn your forms and begin to apply it. But the thing is, the warm-ups, you have to memorize all of those. And, we used to test for the warm-ups, but the thing is, you should know the warm-ups from beginning to end in the appropriate order. A lot of that's important. So, when you learn Kung Fu, it's a lot of, memory, a lot of, principles that you have to learn. So it's really good exercise for the mind. It's really good exercise for kids because sequential memory builds neurons. So when they say exercise makes you smarter, it's true, but type of exercise is even more important because the type of exercise that builds sequential memory, orderly things, it builds the same kind of sequential memory that musicians develop, mathematicians develop, good thinkers actually work off of these kind of neurons and brain power. So actually learning these sequences, really makes you smarter and smarter and smarter. But then, if you get smarter in the brain, what do you have to do? You have to give it information. So the more you learn in the Kung Fu and the more you study in school and pick up on the specialties that you learn, your brain is already kind of developed for that kind of learning or that kind of information, I'd say. All right, so don't forget next week, streaming starts at 11 and then it moves on. Actually, streaming starts this Saturday at 11. And all that content, you can review it. The parents follow it, that would be good because once the parents know it, then they can do the adult Kung Fu classes. And in fact, another 15 minutes from now, I'm going to do an adult Kung Fu class. I'm going to take it to another level. It won't be as basic, but that's more for reviewing form. Okay, on that note, we'll see you next time.